leading the way, shining bright like the healing rays. 420 patients, we stand as one. Safe access for everyone. Oh, we rise up, lifted higher. Medicine fueled by love and fire. Together we blaze, together we laugh. Patients for safe access, that's the path.
The following production has been brought to you by the Hippie Broadcasting Network, WTHC Radio, and Stoner Records. Now, here's your host, Summer Parker.
Hey guys, welcome back into our weekly Patients for Safe Access podcast. My guest this week is the beautiful Kat Will from Groovy Kats in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I say from Groovy Kats, but she's from so many different things. She's also from the music scene and a bunch of other stuff. She's a woman of many hats. Before I bring her up, I just wanted to highlight kind of why I asked her to come on the show with me today. And that is because she was instrumental in making me want to make changes in the cannabis industry. I had the pleasure of, going up to the state capitol with her at one point, and you'll see a video about that shortly, where we were, opposing prepackaged marijuana. And this woman is a beast. We also just got rid of State Superintendent Ryan Walters, and she is at multiple protests, multiple rallies, advocating for change, fighting for change, screaming the loudest. Oh my God, I love her for that. So let's go ahead and bring Miss Kat Will up to the screen, please. Hey, Kat, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Miss your face.
I know. I'm all the way away right now.
Right? You're on this amazing trip, this girl's trip, and I can imagine it's probably like a soul reset if I know you.
Yeah, I'm fixing to probably go hide at home for the next 6 months. So yeah, this is kind of my last hoorah for a minute.
Right. So, whenever I met you through someone we won't name, but I met you through her. And I am so happy that I got to meet you and get to know you and spend time with you, because I was telling them, in the introduction, I'm sure you heard it, about, going up and advocating against prepackaged marijuana. But the fight didn't start there for you. The fight for advocating for cannabis started back how many decades ago?
So many. I started smoking when I was 11. So it probably started from about then, realizing and recognizing, what the difference was between pharmaceuticals and then just this plant and what it could offer you. So been advocating for a while. When it became medical everywhere is kind of when I started really deep diving into how medicinal it actually was.
Right. Absolutely. So the trip up to the Capitol that day, that was my first time actually being up to our state capitol for any type of a protest or rally or anything of that nature. Right.
Yep.
And it's because, hang on, let me think of his name. Representative Marty was running the pre-pack bill, probably the first or second time he ran it at that point. And the community did not want pre-pack. The patients did not want pre-pack, And so we were up there at the Capitol, and you had an amazing way of doing your presentation for pre-pack. So you want to tell people what you did there?
Yeah, so shout out Joe's Herb Cabinet making me get out and do it, because that was my very first protest as well. And I started talking to Joe about, what he needed for the protest, and he was talking about, he just wanted to educate them. That's what he kept saying to me. He was like, I just want to educate them on, why. And so I asked him, if I brought a basket with some fruits and some vegetables that were in a pre-packed Mylar window bag and sealed it. But if I got bruised ones and moldy ones and put them in there and turned it around, and he was like, that's a great idea. That'd be a great visual. And I'm like, cause it's technically the same thing. What if you do that to your produce and your fruits and vegetables? So that's why we brought that. was because I wanted to show them, like, this is what you're doing to our medication, because this medication isn't just like a Loratab or like a narcotic, like a pill or whatever from Big Pharma, where you can just get it from Walgreens, count it out, and put it in. Like, some of us like to smell it. Some terpenes don't work for other people. Some smells don't like it. If you're allergic to oranges, you know, you probably shouldn't just be going around smoking mimosa strains and getting the citrus terpene. So there's different things in it. So that's why I wanted to be able to show them, like, you know, when you go pick out your fruits and vegetables, there's a lot of people who will feel their fruits and vegetables to be like, okay, what's this feel like? They'll smell it. They'll knock on it. Yeah, they have their little ways to see about their fruits and vegetables. And so that's why I was like, all right, well, let me put this in the Mylar bag that you're wanting to put our stuff in. And let me see if you would like these snacks that I brought you. Because can you see the mold? Can you see the bruising on the back of this, like strawberry and stuff like that? So that's why I did it. I think we ended up doing that twice. Because I think we ended up doing that one, and I think we ended up doing one more with Joe after that, where we tried to invite as many more people as we could, and there wasn't very many. Like, you and Old School, I think, showed up the second time, and there was a couple other people, the Native Veteran. There's a couple people like that had ended up coming back and showing up like that for the second round, and then after that, it was too late after that.
Well, I'm telling you right now, listening to you, because, like, first off, you didn't just, like, stay in the corridor for the room where the meeting was happening at. You were going out there and you were knocking on the representatives and senators' doors. You were trying to have conversations with these people before they even got into that room to make their decisions, to vote on it, you know, and stuff like that. And then, like, once you had knocked on the doors you needed to knock on and it was time to come and stand in that hallway, you are brutal whenever you are in rally mode, girl. I love you for it, because you're over there, you were yelling at people. Would you buy your fruit like this? Would you buy your fruit like that? Would you, you know, and like, you're just going off on them. And honestly, you're what inspired a lot of what built, you know, that in me, that drive to want to, like, hold them accountable, you know.
Yeah, it's just questions. Like, I'm just asking them questions. I'm just trying to hold you accountable. They hold us accountable.
Mm-hmm. So,
hippies, so, like, I'm going to hold you accountable.
Let's bring that video up that on the front of it says FUQ pre-pack. It says fuck pre-pack. And guys, you have to know that TJ Marty, Representative Marty in the state of Oklahoma, this son bitch ran this bill 4 different times until he finally got pre-pack approved. Our state fought hard against this shit, and they still snowballed it in on us. Still.
This was around the time that I was trying to understand and learn about the Capitol, and then that's when they started telling me, like, go talk to them, go make a presence with them individually. That's why I started going around and knocking on the doors and stuff, because people were like, we have to figure out how to do this a different way. We can't just sit here and yell at them. Like, we have to be able to create that line of communication, because everybody up there in the Capitol don't know nothing about this. They've been looking at it as a hardcore drug, so they don't know anything about it, and they don't want anything to do with it. So that's why I was like, screw it. Let's just go talk to them. Like, hey, what you want to know? You got some questions? You shouldn't be pre-packing it. That's for sure.
And the line of communication can't be a hostile line of communication. It has to be a communicable, respectable conversation with these people, because what we have found in Oklahoma is whenever you challenge them and you give them attitude and you give them sass and you tell them what, you know, the what fors and whys of how they're not doing their job, then they'll just say stuff like, you know what, for the next 2 weeks, we're not doing anything related to cannabis. We saw that in our legislation in our House, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Where Urban was causing shit and everything else, and the legislators were like, you know what, we're not even going to deal with it now. 2 weeks, y'all are gone.
You're going to deal with it. You're done. Yep. Some of them won't even talk to you. Some of them won't even like make a like put you on the calendar, you know, because you can make an appointment or a Zoom meeting at any point in time with any of these people at the Capitol, and they just. If you go in there screaming and hooting and hollering at them and throwing around certain people's names, like if you're there with certain people, they'll ask you to just leave. They'll straight up just ask you to just leave.
They will actually. You're right. They will. We had a Patients for Safe Access meeting one time, and one of our attendees was going out and he was trying to talk to legislators about, his own agenda and what he, had on his mind. And that was great. But, he's a little bit blunt about how he speaks to people and the way he says things and stuff like that. And so next thing we know, we've got Capitol Police sending Anthony a message with a picture of our friend that says, "Is he with y'all?" And we're like, "Oh shit, yeah, he's one of us."
Oh no!
It was so great. We were like, "Somebody go get him."
The Capitol. I'm always so worried about that. That's so funny. That's so funny. That's
Yeah,
so
we got
funny.
We've had some
They
good
had all
times.
them sheriffs. I know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say they had all them sheriffs up there whenever we did both of those pre-packs with Joe, and me and Joe would just look at each other like, we're just here to talk. Like, we're just here to talk and ask questions. Like, why do you guys want pre-pack so bad? Like, why are you pushing it? Would you like to understand from our side, like, why we're not pushing it and why we don't need it? And then here they are sending out like 12 Tulsa County or 12 sheriffs or whatever it was, just troopers. I think it might have been troopers. I think they were state troopers, actually, is what it was. It was like 12 straight state troopers for following us all around, for us just going, and talking and having the rally. And I get it. Some people's rallies get hypey and some people bring extra stuff, but like, I feel like the cannabis community is going to be your least hypey people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're smoking. Yeah, we just are asking questions, like, and y'all just don't like that we're asking questions. Like, we're just asking questions.
Hippie, are you able to play that video? No?
Trying to see if I can see it.
That's all right. He's shaking his head no. I think it was in Discord that I had sent it, so that's okay. So if you guys get a chance to, you'll have to go over to like my Facebook account, and there is a video on there on my reels that is of Catwill, and she's talking to legislators and down the halls of Congress and stuff like that, and it's about prepackaged cannabis and how it's going to be affecting things. So. Oh, I don't know what's going on there.
I know my phone did a freeze there for a minute.
Yeah. So, Hippie, do you want to take us out for our commercial?
Commercial break.
Our song first, actually, and our song is going to be "Legacy" by Mendo Dope. So, right, Mendo Dope. They're great. So he's gonna get that one going, and we guys will be right back.
I'm leaving a legacy. I'm leaving a legacy. I'm leaving a legacy. What I'm teaching, just carry it on. Take the knowledge with you that I'm giving. Just please remember me when I'm gone. Every song that I sing and see that I start, it's all been part of a plan. I'm a motivator and I inspire, cause I work as hard as I can. Standing my ground and I'll never give up. It don't matter how many times they knock you down, all that matters is getting back up. Try again and shake off the dust. Pain from the cuffs tied on my wrist didn't stop me from raising my fist. Didn't stop me from putting my life on the line. I'm just helping this culture exist. Raising my kids and they growing up quick. Life is a trip, I don't need any drugs. Sometimes I wish I could just slow down the time, but I'm speeding through all of these bumps. Weed is a gift, say what you want, but without it I probably would have been 6 feet in the ground, caught in the mix. Looking at me like I couldn't be fixed. Done with the tricks, gave them the real. Ain't in it to ball, I'm just paying the bills. Raising my voice when I say how I feel. Tired of how they've been treating us still. Defeating this is an impossible mission. If I was blind, I would still have the vision. If I was deaf, I could still hear the cries of the ganja farmers you locked up in prison. Ganja farmers you locked up in prison. I'm building a legacy. I'm building a legacy. I'm building a legacy. Carving my journey deep into the stone. For the new wave and the next generation of farmers, we teach them to grow. We don't do it to get rich, just some misfits, independent alone. Still calling my homies who passed, cause I'm just hoping they answer the phone. Letting you know that I'll never forget. I can dig it, I've been in the trenches with shovels, I'll tell you how deep it can get. My vision don't follow the script, mic in my grip. Leezy was rocking the keys. Lyrical farmer, I'm popping my seeds. I'll be on top of the charts when they see, but a third eye is needed for you to believe. This legacy that I leave is full of wisdom. Love that I get, so it's love that I give them. But if it's the opposite and you try stopping it, I'ma be popping it off with precision. Decisions I made, this road that I paved, I walk it without a regret. When you building a legacy, you gotta give it your all, your blood and your sweat. Some work it don't come with a check. Some is just for that neighborhood respect. If you don't stand for something, then you gonna fall for whatever battle is next. Now I'm on deck, next up to bat, trying to carry this weight on my back. I got an army of soldiers who ready for war. This industry's under attack.
Who was this grown by? How was this grown? What does that farm look like? What does that farm feel like? What inputs do they use? I want to transport them to the oak grove where we are at the heart of the Emerald Triangle. I want them to taste the essence of this place.
Small craft farmers are fighting lots of diversity, from the corporate takeover to the climate change, the price drops. We have stuff coming at us from every different angle. We're struggling, but we're still doing this because we love it, and because we have so much passion in it, and because we do want people to be able to smoke the best weed there is. It's very important to us to keep our culture alive.
Are you searching for affordable products and great rosin? Well, look no further. Whether you're keeping it simple or going all out, we've got you covered. Sunny's for everyday deals, and Hash RX for that premium fire. Sunny's keeps your stash affordable, giving you value every single day. When you want the best, Hash RX. Oklahoma's premium live rosin. No solvents, no shortcuts. Affordable or premium, the choice is yours. Find us at Oklahoma dispensaries.
I'm coming.
All right, damn that Hash RX. I'm always hitting them dabs on my break here. And so I'm going to show you guys the Hash RX Good Hash, our sponsor currently on our podcast. This is the Good Hash label for the White Skunk. And I'm going to show you some of the product real quick while Cat's moving around there. So that is that blonde hash rosin that I absolutely love and adore. So one of the only companies that I'm currently consuming in dabs. So thank you for being our sponsor. We definitely appreciate you guys. So I met the team of Hash RX over at Bluegrass on Bell a couple months back. So and they were great to hang out with. So Hippie is coming up there. Let's see that. Okay. Oh, yeah, we're back on. You're good though. You can come in. I accidentally took us to break too early because I wasn't paying attention to the time meter up there, but that's okay.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, whenever you're messing with stoners and potheads, I took it down.
That's what we do sometimes. Yeah.
Oh, shit fire, right? Really quickly, since we're just coming back from that break, and this is where a lot of people seem to pay attention, we brought this up before the show in our private conversation about bullying and suicide. Yeah. And I brought it up to Kat because Kat is I don't know what you want to call yourself, but like a beacon in the music industry. You have been a part of several teams that are boots on the ground teams in the music industry. You know a lot of artists personally, and I knew that whenever I seen this on social media earlier, that you would be a person that would know about it. And that is that Little White, him and his wife, one of their children passed away. And it was due to bullying issues. And Kat, you and I both, you taught me a big ass lesson. And it's like, a few simple words, 3 words. How to human.
Literally.
Tell me how to human. What does that mean? What does how to human mean?
Just like how to human, it feels like everybody's kind of forgotten like how to just like be a human being. Like everybody is like in this machine and a cog in this machine, and they keep trying to spin and fit into everybody's boxes and like society standards, and like you guys have just completely just forgotten just how to human and how to be nice and take somebody's like mental under consideration. Not everybody learns the same. Not everybody is like the best in certain things. Some people excel in other things, and like I feel like people have just fucking just completely forgotten how to human. They have no consideration for like human rights, human decency, and just what somebody's going through.
Yeah.
Like kids taking their life because of what people are saying through a box on a phone. Like what are y'all? I can't fathom. I try and tell my kid every day, like everything on that is fake. Okay, you can't believe it. I mean, I remember my parents teaching me that, and I never understood the full grasp and aspect of that until I think like a week or two ago, literally because of AI. I literally am like actually grasping like the severity of how you can't believe anything you read, see, or hear on the internet at all.
Yeah.
And
So
letting that just with the bullying is just mind blowing and mind boggling to me.
Yeah. So what was it that happened with AI that made you come to that realization?
Well, there was like a video that somebody had shown me, and it looked like a real video, but whenever you go and you look through it, it's actually AI. Totally like whole real story, whole real everything, but it's AI. And I'm a conspiracy theorist to the fullest, and I'll put my tinfoil hat on. So how long has AI been around that they've been using AI on us? I'm not saying I ever believe stuff on the internet all the time. I do my research, and I make sure that I find like resources and real people who are writing things. I read medical journals and crime scene stuff, and like I read the evidence stuff. Like I'll OSCN anybody. Like if you got a weird feeling about somebody, like I'll OSCN your ass real quick. Like we will FBI this shit. But like now that makes me question so many things that like I've read and seen. Like, is that AI that somebody just threw up and it looks really fucking real? And it's really not because it's AI and I would never fucking know.
Yeah.
I'm not really a techie person. I know it looks like I am, and I know like I move a lot on social media and do stuff, but like while I was in Vegas with the girls that I went to Vegas with, I learned like 8 million new things on TikTok. Just all because of the stupid little buttons that they have, you know what I mean? So I am not a techie person by any means.
Right.
So
I'm not either.
I wouldn't be able to tell you what's real and what's not real. And I think that weighs really heavy in on kids. Like as I talk to therapists for my kid and the therapy that she's going through, they should only have like 2 hours of screen time. That's including cell phones, tablets, and video games. And these kids heavily rely on electronics, and you don't really ever know what they're talking to. So the fact that people are able to just like, it makes me so sad, because like it makes me wonder like how, like, why is everybody like, what are you saying to these kids that literally can just make them take their life? Like it is so sad. It is so sad. Like I just wish people would teach their kids like it's okay that people are different. It's okay that you're weird. It's okay that you're different. Like, it's okay that somebody else is weird. Like, stand up for them if they're weird. Even if you don't agree with it, you can still stand up for somebody and be like, hey, you shouldn't be over here, like, beating the shit out of them. You know what I mean? Like, you could teach them that at least.
This last weekend, I took my bonus daughter to Tulsa Pride. And that was the first experience where I had to teach her about protesters and people that were protesting against something that, she believed in, right? And so, I taught her, not to engage with them when we walk past them and stuff like that. But even...
don't give them that energy.
You're right. But even to have somebody, at her young age, I mean, she's 15, you know what I mean? to have a group of people standing there yelling and screaming these things at you because you're there to support other people, or maybe you're there for yourself, however it may be, that was a life lesson, I definitely think.
Yeah, and education is key, man. Education is key. If everybody can just educate each other, education is key, man. Like, I feel like we would have a lot more communication and a lot more healthier kids if we had better communication. Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm. Our daughter, she's homeschooled, and she's homeschooled because she was, being bullied. And then my youngest biological daughter, we homeschooled her for a couple of years, because she was being bullied. And bullying is so prevalent in our schools today. It's absolutely crazy. My oldest daughter experienced some bullying, where she ended up pulling out of regular school systems and went into an alternative school system. It's absolutely crazy. And I definitely, my deepest sympathies and condolences to Little White and his wife for what they're having to go through currently with that situation. Much love to you guys, for sure.
Yeah, mad shout out to them. There's a GoFundMe put together by a homegirl of mine. That's like their family friend, Jacqueline. The GoFundMe's on the page. Y'all just be patient with them. Just send them all the healing and loving vibes, and anything that you can donate to that GoFundMe for them and their kiddo would just be absolutely phenomenal, because they do live a humble life. And for those of you who don't understand the underground hip hop industry or the underground industry at all, we do it all out of pocket, and we do it all out of love. We don't make any money in the underground hip hop industry. It's very rare. It's very little. So mad shout out to them for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you said something about a How to Human podcast. Is that something you're thinking about doing? Oh, she went away for a second. Okay, let's see. Hippie, were you able to pull those videos through by chance? No? Okay. I think they were on Messenger, but that's okay. We'll work with it. So Hippie was talking about doing a Discord channel, in which we have a Discord channel for WTHC Radio. And if you guys want to join it, I'll have Hippie drop the link to the Discord channel down in the comments of this podcast. And that way you can join it, become a part of the Discord channel, the Discord community of the WTHC Radio podcast community. You will get to communicate with podcasters like Rebel Sound Rising, myself, Hippie, and others. If you have not hit the like and subscribe button yet, please do so. You can also hit the like and subscribe on my personal YouTube and also on Miss Cat Will over there. So, Kat, when you come back up here, I'll have you tell us about Groovy Kats Dispensary. There she is. So, you want to tell us about Groovy Kats Dispensary in Tulsa and what you guys have going on over there?
Yes, we got all kinds of fun things going on. We're at 5408 East 11th Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma. We are open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. And you can always call on Sundays for an appointment. Mom and Michelle are usually always at the shop. We got all kinds of stuff going on. What we have done is we've made connections with all of our growers for all of our people who have been extremely worried about the whole pre-pack situation. And so what happens for Groovy Kats, with the people that we've made the connections with, when we call to put in our flower order gets put together and packaged when I call. So that way when it's delivered to me at the most freshest point possible.
Right.
So the other people are literally harvesting, curing, drying, testing, blah, 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 and then packaging it, and then it sits there and waits for orders, whereas mine's just sitting there with the big bulk and being packaged as I order, and then I get it delivered. So at least I can get the freshest. Mom's, always got one of the containers open, so you can always smell and look at it, even if it doesn't have a clear window. I feel like there's people that use clear drams as their pre-pack, which is a really great idea. But I have a feeling that that's probably going to change. I heard that we've got more packaging stuff coming down the pipeline that'll be coming out, new rules and stuff or whatever. So I have a feeling that'll be one of the things that's got to go. If it's got a little window, I think it's going to be fine. I know all of my patients prefer the window, so we're trying to find the growers who are going to work with us in those aspects. I'm not buying, a whole quarter pound necessarily in one strain anymore. I'm like buying like 10/8 of each, you know what I'm saying? Trying to see what is going to work and what's not going to work. Sometimes people just don't buy it because of the way that the packaging looks, and I'm so over it. And I'm just like, there's flour in there, right? Like there's weed in that, right? Like, what are you doing? Yeah, so other than that, we're just trying to stick with the people and the things that we know. They're just trying to stick with the cleanest and the best things that we know. I'm trying to find all the small mom and pop growers and all the small mom and pop processors, the cleanest of the cleanest products. Like we're trying to find everything. We are on 11th and between Sheridan and what is that, Yale. So we are kind of like on the cheap side or whatever, but we try to make sure that we have like the best quality for the best price to give to you, because I understand that we're all on a budget and just crazy stuff is happening. Oh, is that the Frito burritos?
Okay, so this is the Frito burrito one. So this video, guys, once he starts playing, I'll hush, but before he hits play, we took this video in one take. So go ahead and play it with the sound, and then I'll tell them about it.
Frito burritos.
Alright, I'm gonna order some Frito burritos.
Hey, Richard, Sonic, how may I help you today?
Hi, can I get 6 junior Frito burritos? I brought my own Fritos.
Can you say that again?
Can I get 6 junior Frito burritos?
I'm sorry, but we don't have the burrito wraps anymore.
I brought my own Fritos. He said he could do it. BYOF. Bring your own Fritos.
Alright, I'll be right out for the Fritos.
Who gets their Frito burritos?
We do. Thanks, Sonic.
I cannot believe I did that.
Oh my gosh.
So dead.
Okay. I'm crying. That's funny. Okay. So that video, me and Kat used to put so many miles under our ass down the turnpike trying to sell medical cannabis in the state of Oklahoma. We were road dog buddies. She was my road dog bestie. And we both liked the Frito burritos from Sonic. Well, we pull up to a Sonic and they told us, oh, well, we're sorry. We don't have those right now. And I'm thinking, well, they've got the chili, they've got the cheese. So all they're missing is the Fritos, right? And I asked the guy, I said, well, if we go get our own Fritos, will you make us some Frito burritos? And he said, sure. So we go to the gas station, get our Fritos, come back. We hit the button to make the order, and she hits record around the same time. And the rest is out. It was
he said that he would make it, and he actually made it. I couldn't believe it. I bet they were in there laughing. I bet they were in there dying laughing.
They had to be. It was great. So yeah, whenever I talk to anybody about her, I tell them that she's my Frito burrito buddy. Okay.
So
here is the Fuck Pre-Pack video. So go ahead and hit play on that one. And by the way, thank you, Hippie, for finding.
Because the way that you go and search for your fruits and veggies is smelling or checking it out to see if it is like, okay, this is fine, if you want to smell it, the look of it. We like to do the same thing with our medicine and cannabis. We don't want to pre-package what you can't see because you don't know what's in here. Okay, I think that this is an excellent strain. I love it.
Okay. So
everybody had so many lives and so many phones everywhere going live asking questions about what was in that damn basket.
So tell them what was in the basket.
So I took fruits and vegetables. I went to Groovy Kats and I bought some fruits and vegetables that were like really screwed up, damaged, moldy, and all of that. And I put them in some Mylar bags and vac sealed them and took them to the Capitol as an example for those rallies, just to show what was happening. And my mom printed off a couple of, well, it wasn't a couple, it was like 28 altogether, like exit labels that it would have come with, because my mom wrote her own exit label that was going to come with it when they do pass the pre-pack. So we have that for people to let them know, like, what happens with this pre-pack. Like, you've got to take it up with your Capitol. They're the ones who pushed it. If you get sick, hurt, or anything from this pre-pack, you need to take it up with them, not us, because we're not the ones who wanted it. And so we still have that exit label that'll go with everybody. And we just keep telling everybody to keep calling their senators, keep calling your representatives, keep calling the city council, like keep calling people, keep being annoying. Annoy the crap out of them.
And you guys also brought that same visual aid reference point to the OMMA's open public comment period. And it was funny because who was the one that you handed the fruit to when the meeting was over with, and you handed her the stuff and you was like, here, this is for you. Was that
I think I handed it up there to Adria and them, I think.
Yeah, but for some reason I think it was Portia specifically that you handed it to. But whoever it was,
she was the only one with her hand out, to be honest.
Whoever
I
it was,
asked if they wanted some snacks, and I think she was the only one with her hand out.
And then, like, she looks at it and she was like,
"Oh."
Doing that shit. I was like, oh, that's hilarious. I was like, that's funny. Cat made you take that shit. Cat made you take it.
Just take a snack. Take a snack. Have a snack.
See if you like this unripe shit or overripe shit.
Yeah, I'll open the pack and see if it's something that you would eat. Like, see if it's a smell that you like. Like, is it got mold on it? They didn't like it. They don't like the visuals, and I think it's because they're able to, like, put those examples together, so they don't like the visuals like that. And really, we just at Groovy Kats, we're really trying to educate people on that. Like, you don't have to get feisty, you don't have to yell at them, you don't have to cuss them out. Just ask questions. Open the line of communication and ask questions. We talk to the Bureau of Narcotics all the time because you have to open up that line of communication. We are a business that holds a Bureau of Narcotics license, and you have to open up that line of communication. Same thing with OMMA. I get that these people are not the easiest to deal with, but if you're a loud squeaky wheel and you're asking questions, you're more than likely going to get your shit answered if you can just keep asking the questions and keep annoying them. They're tired of looking at us.
So, you've been a friend of mine for probably close to 5 years now. And you were there when kind of everything took a turn in mine and Charles's life. And so you were there also whenever we created Patients for Safe Access. So tell me, what do you think about what we do with testing products in the market and disclosing those results?
I like it. I just feel like it's being able to, like, have that transparency. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, patients of their own accord can't just spend $250, $350, sometimes depending on testing, on a test on a regular product that they have. You know what I mean? They just bought a product from the store. Why would they go and spend $250 and go test it? So I like it because of the transparency. I know how people are able to pay labs and lab technicians to get whatever numbers in passing testing. So it's nice to be able to, like, take something from a store and go and take it and have that full transparency to compare what comes through my metric versus what you just pulled. And, I do know and understand the rainbow life. Cannabis has a rainbow life. It has a rainbow life when it's growing. It has a rainbow life when it's curing. It's got a rainbow life when it's sitting in plastic. It's got a rainbow life when it's sitting in glass jars being burnt properly. So they got all these rainbow lives. So I understand that once you put a pre-roll together and it sits there and does this, like, it's going to lose some of its numbers. So of course it's not going to 100%, 1000% ever match up, right? Because you're probably going to lose some percentages on the cannabinoids and the terpenes possibly, and you're probably going to definitely lose some THC numbers because of how, depending on how long they've been sitting, but they should still match up pretty close. And especially with the whole, like, how the pesticide stuff, like how that stuff in the mold is what everybody seems to always be failing for, but their testing always says passing. Well, it says passing in my metric because my metric said that they were allowed to move it to me. So why is your test saying something different? I love it. I'm all for it because I'm all for outing them, and I'm all for, holding people responsible. Like, this is a medication. My patients who come to me are already sick. So I'm not trying to give them something that's going to make them more sick or flare something else up or like cause something else.
Yeah.
That's
No,
the whole
absolutely.
reason we all are leaving Big Pharma. You know what I mean? Like, we're not
It
trying
is.
to have side effects. We're not
Right.
trying to take something and sound like Cat Williams and your family member like 6 months later. Have you or a loved one?
So I'm sure you've seen recently where I kind of shifted my support from being overly cautious about SQ837 to I'm now backing SQ837 100%. So what's your thoughts on State Question 837 for adult use petition in Oklahoma?
I'm always on the fence, in my opinion, no matter what, that shit was written by the Capitol. I don't care what anybody says, that was written by the Capitol. So I'm always on the fence about it. I need to know why it benefits the Capitol and how it's going to benefit the Capitol in their pockets and what is backing it that they are pushing it so hard. On the other half of it, I think that we need it. From a business aspect, I think that we need it because if it really is one of those things where you can take 788 in this recreational bill, there's so many things that are written about it. And in there, it states that 788 would change from a state question to a constitutional law, right? Which means it takes everything back to the original bill of 788 and it cements it into the wall of bills in Oklahoma, right? Which means that nobody can change it, not even the Capitol, right? There's like all these things that you have to do to amend these types of things, okay? So if you take it from a state question to a cemented law, that means that maybe we could all go back to 2,500 a year. Maybe we can reverse pre-pat. We might actually be able to reverse everything to the original 788 because we're making it a constitutional law. It's not just a state question that willy-nilly, whoever Joe Blow wants to change something about 788 can change it. You can't do that anymore with a constitutional law. I think that we heavily, heavily need that. I'm glad in this pre-pack bill it doesn't say anything about, outsiders being able to come in and have dispensaries just willy-nilly after 2 years. I like the fact that so far that from what I'm seeing and what I'm reading and what I've been digging from, there's no caps. The only thing that changes is that you have to be 21 and over, and the only thing that's going to change is you at the register. My medical patients are going to pay a significantly lower tax if you have a medical card, and then if you just bring me an ID, you're going to pay a hell of a more tax.
So the only thing that I am still not okay with in 837 is the no caps, because I don't believe that we should have just everybody be able to have access to a 10,000 milligram package of gummies, at their first time going into the dispensary and making a purchase.
I was going to say, y'all already know that I think that shit's ridiculous as fuck. And the fact that it's okay that we're just going to allow everybody from all 50 states to come pull up and be able to have access to all of this and 3 ounces. Y'all got to remember that Oklahoma's laws, we are literally the Wild West. The fact that you can buy 3 ounces of flour and an ounce of dabs and the edibles and the topicals all at once in one purchase at one time is absolutely wild. No other state is like that. So you're going to allow those same numbers for the public for somebody who has a 21 and over license? Okay. If you guys say so. That's my reservation about it, is stuff like that. My other reservation about it is y'all already see how fucking dickhole-ish everybody's already acting with a little bit of money in their hand and these bigger brands. And you guys already see the trash and the bullshit and the literal trash that's on the shelves and in the market now. Those same companies are going to get a little bit of this recreational money, and then what the fuck you think is going to happen? You guys are about to have 80% more fucking trash on the Oklahoma shelves than you've ever seen in your entire life.
One of the things I also didn't like that, I was told could be fixed later, which I kind of don't like that answer either, but is about the exportation of the cannabis products, because there's nothing in there.
I was told that that was written like that, so that way, when and if we go federal, Oklahoma will be one of the first people that will be able to export our stuff and be able to feed other states when and if it goes federal. No matter what, even though that's written in there, it doesn't mean anything. We would have to write a treaty. I'm still digging into it. I'm still looking into it, but I'm pretty sure somebody was telling me Washington is allowed to provide for something because Washington and somebody else wrote a treaty with a state that is in between them for Washington to be able to provide this other state. But because Washington has to go through this illegal state, and we all know the rules that federal trump state, when you cross state lines, you have now committed a federal crime if you have cannabis in your car, because passing through a state line with cannabis is a federal law because it's federally illegal. So what they had to do was they had to write a treaty that allows Washington and certain, credentialed and licensed people were allowed to travel through this state with the cannabis to deliver over here. So that's why I feel like that was written in there. That's why I feel that was written in there. But again, like I was saying in the very beginning, why did the Capitol write it? Is that something that benefits the Capitol? Is that something that ends up benefiting everybody in the Capitol that sat down and helped everybody write this?
My question is, though, like, what stops a grower or a processor from taking their entire batch crop, everything, their entire inventory and stock, go ahead and ship that out of state, because I only have to pay a 3% tax on that, right, to export it? Where if I keep it here in the state of Oklahoma to feed the medical program or the adult use program, like, what will happen to our program's quality of cannabis? Will they be required to hold back a certain percentage of product just for Oklahoma? And it's not wrote in there like that right now.
Probably
at all.
not. Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
It would just be per person, you know what I mean? And that takes it back to where, like, that means that everybody's going to be commercialized. So every time you go to Colorado and every time you go to Vegas and every time you go to Michigan and Washington and Oregon and New York and California, every time you go to these places, every time you go into the dispensary, you can even go ahead and just add Oklahoma in there. Every time y'all go into these dispensaries, they're copy and paste. Copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. That's what's going to happen to the Oklahoma market. Is you think that everybody's copy and pasted now? You should hear everybody's comments when they come into my dispensary. Oh my God, I've never heard of any of these brands. Yeah, that's why they're in here. I don't buy any name brand, nothing. I want Genoa so bad in my shop, but I can't sell a $55 ounce or a $55 eighth out my door. Nobody's going to buy it. So I can't buy those names. I can't fathom even trying to compete with those names. And all of y'all, everybody else has got those names. So why would I even try and compete? I got names that y'all don't know because they're the mom and pops and they're the people who are making the real medicine and who actually care and put love and effort into the products. And I try to not be a copy and a paste because that's all you're going to see in the Oklahoma market. When they're allowed to export that shit, it's going to be copy and paste everybody. Everybody's going to look the same.
I don't like going into the dispo and seeing the same thing here and the same thing there. Like, I'm going to a different dispo hoping for a different option. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't want to see the same shit at every dispensary. Like, don't get me wrong. You're going to be the ones that you're going to see their products in there in every dispensary, but it doesn't be the only thing offered in most of them.
It annoys me. It annoys me. I kind of quit going to dispos unless it's like, a homies, or like somebody, that's like a bud tender of somebody that I support, like I'll pull up or if somebody's like, yo, you got to go check out this new dispo. Like they got some good flower. They got this one grower in there. They got some cute decorations. Other than that, I don't know. I just don't go anymore.
Right.
I don't even go when I'm out.
Keisha's Candy Store, to me, has like amazing decor inside of her dispensary. And then your dispensary has like this whole trippy ass vibe with like tapestries. And I bought my daughter this Volkswagen Bug bong from your dispensary, actually.
Yeah, the little bus pipe. I love that thing. It's so cute.
The story to that is I took my oldest daughter one time to the mall and she was like, I don't know, 10 or 12 years old, something like that. And they had this like retro VW van there and it was all like, you know, trippy vibed out with tie-dye looking paint on it and stuff. And she walks past it and she's like, yo, man, there's my van. Like that. Yeah. And I was like, what did you just say? I was like, Cheech, Chong, what did you say? Yo, man, there's my van. And so I seen this big van bong and I was like, I have to get this VW bong for her.
That is great. I know I need to get some more. I probably only have like 3 or 4 of those left. I try and get cool shit like that I'm able to sell at like an easy price. Yeah. That won't hurt people's banks and they're still able to use, but are also like just cutesy things that you can like set on your counter, like for display and stuff like that. Cause I'm a weirdo and I do shit like that too. I'm like a knick-knacky kind of person.
You reminded me of that Justina Valentine song, I'm a Weirdo with Chris Webby.
Yes. Yep. That's me. That is me.
So are there any big shows that you're like promoting that are coming up or are not necessarily big shows, but are there any shows that you got going on?
I don't have any shows lined up at the Vanguard yet. I have what's their name? Outlaw Bandits. What is their name? Shit. Moonshine Bandits is coming up at the Vanguard sometime in October. I don't think I really have a local on that or anything like that. And I am in Tucson, Arizona right now, and I've never got to see Prof. So I'm going to see Prof this Saturday in Tucson, Arizona, and my homie Marley B is opening up and has a set before Prof this Saturday in Tucson, Arizona at the Rialto Theater. So that's why I am where I am right now, because I want to see Prof and I want to watch my homie. So that's what I'm doing. Other than that, I'm just gonna go hide. The Groovy Kats is doing a trunk or treat, you know, because every year we do a trunk or treat. So if anybody wants to do a vendor booth, it's $10 vendor booths. If you want to pull up and decorate your car, holler at me, let me know. I got processors and some growers that are going to donate some penny products for any adults that make a purchase that day. There will be a candy type trick or treat bucket for adults with cards. And we're just, you know, the shop is all decorated. So from 5 to like 11 p.m. that night, we'll just have whatever vendors and booths and trunks that want to pull up. And we're just going to pass out candy to all the kiddos that come through. We have so many kids that come through every year. So I'm trying to keep adding more and more vendors and cars. I got a couple patients that are just going to pull up and decorate their trunks just to hand out candy and help us. So that's coming up. We're excited about that.
So whenever you go to see Prof, you have to do me a favor and you have to try to get his contact to me, because I have been trying to tell him about Ralph's Menswear in Tulsa, Oklahoma, off of 36th Street North in North Tulsa. And it is a men's suit shop that, like, the stylish shoes that Prof wears, all those like slick ass, crazy shoes, you can get them at Ralph's Menswear. And I'm trying to be like, yo, Prof, I got a place for your shoes, bro.
I love that. I'm so excited. I've never seen them. I'm so excited.
They even made a promo video. It's on Google, on Ralph's Menswear's Google account, and it's with Prof's song High Price Shoes. And I've got Mr. Parker over there strutting with me, taking video of them high price shoes and his feet doing the walk, you know.
Oh my God. I really tried to get Prof's attention. I know. I'm hoping I get to go back there and have a conversation and be like, hey, I've been trying to invite you to Tulsa, motherfucker. Come on.
Right. Like, we've seen him 3 times. Charlie and I've seen him 3 times.
I'm so excited. I've never seen him, so I'm so excited. I can't even wait.
I even paid for VIP on one of them because, and it was funny because I kept telling everybody that I was paying for VIP because Charlie wanted to meet them, right? And deep down, I was using that as my excuse, but it was totally that I wanted to meet them, you know?
I wanted to meet him. I had to.
He's a whole ass energy on stage. That dude literally puts it all out there. He doesn't leave anything. behind?
I went out last night and I went and hung out with Marley for a minute at this little local show out here in Tucson last night, and he was like, "So you never seen Prop?" He was like, "Really?" He said, "Out of all the shit that you've done," and I said, "Yep, I ain't never seen Prop." And he just kind of looked at me and he was like, "Yo," he said, "he puts on a fucking show," and I said, "Dude, that's all I keep hearing. That's why I'm here. It's why I'm
Best
here."
live entertainer around in this current time, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Best live
he says
entertainer.
the same thing. He puts it all on the stage and he just leaves it. He just is hypey as fuck. And I've seen videos. I've seen the videos. I've seen the YouTube. I've seen him surfing on the shit in the crowd. You know, like I've seen all the crazy shit. So now I'm like,
It's so different
I'm
in
ready
person,
to see
though.
it. I know.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
so
so
ready
different
to see
in
it.
person.
Saturday, I'm so ready.
Hey, Prof, if you're here, if you're listening, somebody send this to him. Hit us up at WTHC Radio. We'd love to have you on one of our shows, bro. Like that.
Anytime. Anytime.
Gasoline is probably my favorite song because it as many girls as want to deny this, they can, but I'm sorry. I feel the vibe of that. I am the girl who's going to bring the can of gasoline and I'm going to spread it all around.
Yeah, I like that one. I think Pack a Lunch is one of my favorites. Destiny has quickly moved up to one of my new favorites of his, but that Pack a Lunch is one of my favorites. I'm just a weirdo, and I'm obsessed with Redman, so I love that Pack a Lunch song.
See, Charlie and Wonka share a birthday. Their birthday was actually just yesterday.
Oh, that's right. Happy late birthday, Mr. Packer.
Yes, happy late birthday, Mr. Parker, Kat says. Oh, man. This has been amazing. I hope you have a great trip in Arizona. I'm glad you took time to go ahead and jump on with me. You know, we are pre-recording
Thanks for
this
having
show.
me.
Right?
Yes,
Much
I know we had to
love.
pre-record, but thanks for having me. I had a blast.
And you know what? The dreads were influenced by her too.
Shout
Her
out
and
Maddie
Charlie.
Shout out the Maddie Glock.
Right. I was actually supposed to go see her yesterday, and she's not feeling well, so she had to call and cancel our appointment for me and Charlie.
I need to go see her. I'm fixing to have to go do some maintenance. I got the price of how much it is to turn the top head of my hair into dreads, but still have like the color at the bottom. So I'm trying to work up and save up that. But I got to go back for a maintenance, and the kid wants a haircut, so I got to get her back in there.
Yeah, mine is looking really good since being with her. I love it. So thank you, Maddie at Perpetual Dreads. Shout out, plug.
She's the best. We love her.
She is the best in Tulsa. So, all right, guys, I think that is all we have today. So, Kat, thank you so much. If you guys get the chance, go see Kat Will at Groovy Kats. Kat, do you guys have a SQ837 petition packet at your location?
We do. We're collecting the last of the signatures for anybody that wants to go by. Since you're dropping this on Sunday, y'all go by and sign it. Even if you're not going in there to make a purchase, if you can't find somewhere to sign it and you drive by us, stop in and sign it. We've got the packet. I think it might be something that can maybe help the industry. And you know what? If it's something that helps the industry with a couple negative moves, it might still be something that maybe we can get together and maneuver together to fix whatever it is that we need to maneuver. But like, let's take 788 back from the state question and make it that constitutional. I think that's really going to help the program in the minimum. And you know what? Let it be recreational, I guess. Let everybody come to Oklahoma. I guess that's how we make more money in Oklahoma, right?
Mm-hmm. My thoughts on it is if we at least get it to the ballot, then everybody will have the opportunity to decide at that time for whatever's right for their, vision of what they want to be moving forward. So
89% voted yes on 788. So if y'all don't think it's going to pass when we get it to the ballot, y'all's wild. It's going to pass if you get it to the ballot. We had 89% show up and say yes on 788. I guarantee you it'll be the same, if not more, for Rick.
Yeah. Well, guys, that is all we've got for today. So get out there, sign the SQ837 petition if you haven't already. If you're in the state of Oklahoma and would like to sign it, look for signing locations at www.orca4ok.com. That is ORCA, the number 4ok.com. And you can find a location near you on the interactive map, or you can just go drive to Kat Will at Groovy Kats and go sign it there, guys. So much love. That's right. One love, and we will catch you guys later. Thank you so much, Hippie.
Bye.
Bye, Cat.
Summer Parker leading the way, shining bright like the healing rays. 420 patience, we